Coach, congratulations on the win. 3-3 at halftime. Second half, you guys come out and put a ton of points on the board. What were you guys able to adjustments at halftime, or was it a great speech from the coach, or what was it that got you guys going?
No, it was, I mean, the first half we had very limited possessions and had chances to get points. I think we scored a touchdown on the replay I saw. Ultimately, they deemed it wasn't, and penalties. I mean, I don't know how many flags were thrown in the first half on explosive plays that we had, but we had our share of them that certainly put us behind the chains. And so, the first half, obviously, we did not get the points that felt like we could have had. And then, the second half, we finally just kind of got to some of our plan that we had all along. There wasn't really any adjustments. They were playing more cover three against us than I anticipated, and I may have watched too much film and kind of talked myself into thinking it was going to be something else. But they obviously, when they do that, then there's some matchups that we liked, and we were able to go to those in the second half. And then I think kind of wore on them with our offensive line, and I'm just really proud of our kids. And what about the effort from our defense? I mean, that team there is really, really talented. And I thought our defense, and we're shorthanded, particularly in the D-line, without Henry and Christian and Kendi Charles, and we were really shorthanded. So just really proud of our coaches over there. I thought Scott and his staff did a great job, and our offensive staff did too. Special teams, we still got work to do, but really proud of the way we bounced back after a disappointing loss last week.
Yeah, and that was really the theme, and I don't think there was any doubt that this team would take it to heart. Malik Willis, we got to start with number 7 here. I mean, how special of a night is this? 431 total yards for him, 3 more total touchdowns. I mean, there's just times out there where you just shake your head at him, don't you?
Yeah, I'm just, and he's such a great kid, and he's just an incredible leader, student athlete, humble, and talented. That pretty much sums him up. And there's just a lot of times, after we struggled to get it in against them because they're really good defensively, I just decided every time I got in the red zone again, I was going to stay in some spread sets and give him some opportunities to run with opportunities to throw. And sometimes he's the best player on the field, and that doesn't take smart coaching. Is put it in his hands a lot, and he's just he took that loss from Syracuse hard, maybe close to as hard as I did, and that speaks a lot. He was determined tonight.
Defensively, we'll touch on this before I turn it over to the media. Prince, we all knew what he was capable of coming in. Their tight end really was almost a non-factor tonight in a lot of ways, and your defense comes up with 5 sacks. Did those two things go hand in hand?
Well, I think Scott and him had a great plan against him, and he is a heck of a player. And, they missed a couple of open shots because we knew the way we felt like we had to defend them that we were susceptible to a couple of shots. And, we didn't stay on top a couple of times, but fortunately they didn't complete them. But 20 is a heck of a player, and you got to give Scott and our guys credit for executing a good plan.
Open it up to the media now.
At this time, we'll open up to the media. We'll start with Damian Sordelette from the News in Advance. Go ahead, Damian.
You mentioned multiple times this week no one had really been able to run the ball against UAB, yet you finished with 213 rushing yards against them. Granted, most of that was Malik, but being able to run the ball there in the second half, how critical was that? And were you pleasantly surprised with the way you were able to run the ball against them?
I was really proud. No one has. You just go look at the stats. And, while Malik got a lot of yards, I'll say this. I thought Mack in particular got the dirty yards that we needed. I mean, the tough, hard-nosed 4-yard runs that put you in 2nd and 6 and make all the difference in the world for a play caller. And so I was proud of him. And I thought Shadro gave us a little spark there too. So obviously our O-line, took the challenge to heart, and I challenged them last night in the hotel that if we outrush them, we probably are going to win the game. And I hadn't seen the stats, but I feel like we outrushed them.
Go over to John Manson. Go ahead, John.
Coach, it was 213 to 173 on the ground. But anyways, you speak all the time about, making sure you enjoy each and every win, regardless of who you're playing and how difficult it is to win a college football game. But is it a little bit easier to truly enjoy a win after coming off a loss like you had last week?
Yeah, listen, I don't know. I told my wife this week, here's the bad part about coaching, and I've done it for like 29 years now, and it seems like their wins, you don't get to enjoy them near as long as the losses hurt, and it shouldn't be that way. But I'm confessing to you, and I told her the same thing. I mean, but definitely coming into this place against a very, very good football team that's won Conference USA the last 2 out of 3 years, I think probably could have the chance to win it again this year, opening their new stadium. Disappointed after the last week. There's just a lot that we would tell about ourselves this week, and I'm really happy with the results. So yeah, this one certainly is easy to enjoy.
Coach, I did have one more I wanted to come back to, just thinking about this. You guys have won 11 straight now against true group of 5 conference teams. You're 11-1 against the G5 since you've been here. What does that do, just, big vision for the program?
Well, I mean, I think every win is a step in the right direction, and as long as we keep, I'm gonna be. I will always stick to my message is, our goal is to be competitive every Saturday and get this program and our university to bowl games year in, year out, because it's hard to control the dynamics of the schedule and what that might look like from year to year. And so, but there's no question when I get on my Zoom recruiting call Sunday night with all these kids and their parents, I might bring that up.
So head coach of the Flames, freeze.
Got time for one more question. We'll go over to Christian Shields. Go ahead, Christian.
Hey, Coach, I know you mentioned the strong play by Mack. What were the emotions on the sideline after he was able to finally get in the end zone after that controversial fumble earlier in the game?
I just told him I was proud of him, and he said, man, just thank you for keep giving me chances. He and I have got a unique relationship, and I thought he was running it really hard, and I thought he was in the first time, and really happy for him to have a successful game. He needed that. We needed that.
Thank you very much, Coach. We appreciate it and appreciate your time. Congrats on the win.
Is there a question from Ed Lane there?
Oh, sure. We'll hop over to Ed real quick. Sorry, I missed that. Yep.
Oh,
Go ahead, Ed.
good. Thanks, guys. The first 2 defensive stands of the game, as your offense was starting to get in gear, they first time holds UAB to a field goal, second time 4th down stop. How crucial was that for your team, and what does it say about that defense?
Very crucial. I thought, I said, I don't know who I was on with. Maybe it was the CBS guys that I said I thought that red zone defense holding teams to field goals would be big in this game, and I thought that was really big for our defense to rise up those first 2 possessions and hold them to 3 points.